morning. This is Andree, yoga instructor at JCC. This morning, this session this morning is dedicated to people who cannot do inversions. So inversions are, we think of inversions as headstand and shoulder stand, but also forward bend, a downward facing dog, and anything where your head is below your heart is considered an inversion. So if you have high blood pressure, you can do some inversions like dog pose and forward bends if you don't hold them too long. But if you have glaucoma, for example, those poses are definitely not the type of pose that you want to do because it adds pressure to the eyes. So today we're going to concentrate on standing poses, and we want to lock our focus to our breath as we move to the poses. So we're going to begin first seated. So let's take a few breaths here and making an intention, creating an intention for yourself. What is your goal this morning in your practice? Every one of us have some parts of the body that speak loudly to us, depending on the day. So listen to your body right now and see if there's any parts of the body that really speaks loudly to you. You may feel stiff in the morning, the temperature is changing, so the body has a way of getting tighter, the muscles contract. We will feel like we want to go in a bit more because of the cold. So let's take 5 breaths, more breaths here. Breathing mindfully, so you know that you are breathing. And you are present with each breath. And now slowly open your eyes. And let's begin standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Before we start, let me tell you what you need. I usually post that the day before the session. And you need 2 bolsters or 2 blankets for later on when we do the passive restorative pose. You need a block and a strap, again for later on for the passive restoring pose. Let's begin standing, and you can have your feet together, or you can have your feet hip width apart, okay? So notice where you are feeling your body when you are standing. So you are rooting into the feet. So this is the stability of your pose right now, Tadasana, is in the feet. And the energy rises up to the sole of the feet. So we're just going to begin by moving the arms up and down using the breath. So you could inhale the arms up, exhale the arms down. Inhale the arms up, exhale the arms down. Let's repeat. Begin with your breath. Matching the movement to the breath. Now let's place the hands on your hips and separate your feet wider than the hips. Turn the toes out just a little bit. So again, we want to concentrate on not bringing the head below the heart. So as you standing here, we're going to do a squat, and you want to keep the upper body straight. You're going to use the core. So keep your hands on your hips for now, and then begin to bend the knees into a squat. And let's stay with the breath here. Keep shifting your weight toward the back of the body. And then as you inhale, push away from the floor to straighten the legs. And let's do this again, bending the knees. Holding. And slowly extending back up. Now, if you want, you could begin to use the arms. So starting with the arms by your side. You're going to inhale the arms up. As you exhale, come into the squat. If you let the tailbone be heavy toward the floor, keep the weight moving toward your heels. Inhaling, bring the arms down. And again, inhale, extend over your head. Exhale to squat. Holding the breath. Holding the pose. And then inhaling back up. Exhaling. Let's do this again. Inhale the arms up. Exhaling to squat. Holding the squat as you breathe. Inhaling back up. Exhaling. Okay, let's separate your legs a little bit more. Turn the right foot in and your left foot out. The right foot out and the left foot in. So you start here. We're going to do warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So you roll into the back, yes, start with your hands on your hips and just establish your pose. Bend the knee a bit more. Now extend the arms. Look over your right hand. We're going to inhale into a reverse warrior. Keeping the head up, you can have your hand on your hip. You're going to exhale, coming into a silent stretch. And bringing out by the ear. Going to inhale, coming back to warrior 2. Straighten your legs. Turn the toes to point forward. Let's go to the other side. Extend the arms. Exhaling, bend your family. Warrior 2. Inhaling, reverse the warrior. Exhaling to salengo, stretch. And then the arm by the ear. Inhaling back to warrior 2. Straighten your legs, place your hands on your hips, and walk the feet together. Let's come to our hands and knees. Placing your hands firmly to the mat, having your knees hip width apart. Now inhale, extend the spine, and exhale, run the spine but keep the head up. So you drop in the tailbone. Inhaling, extending from the tailbone to the front of the head. Exhaling. Let's do this again. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now we're going to press your chest pose, and you're going to take your block. Now, if you have high blood pressure, you can definitely go to a regular chest pose, place your head on the floor. But if you have glaucoma, again, whenever you feel some pressure in your eyes, it means that your head is too low. So let's use a block. Walk your hands forward. Adjust the block so that your forehead rest on the ground. So here you're keeping the neck in a neutral position. Let's take 5 breaths here. And slowly come back up. Let's move the block to the side. And then come onto your toes, come all the way up. Extend the arms over your head. And bring your hands to Namaste. The second pose we're going to do is Warrior 1. So you start the right foot forward, the left foot back. So you want to turn the back foot enough that you can square the hips. So let's start first with your hands on the hips. So breathe here. So feel the rooting of your body from the hips down or from the feet up. And then feel the lift of the upper body from the waist up. Now, keeping your hands on the hips for now, begin to bend your front knee until the knee is in line with the ankle, the right knee in line with the ankle. You pause there. Keep extending to the back leg. Be with the breath as you're holding the pose. Keep those hips square. And then slowly straighten both legs. Walk forward. And now let's step the right foot back, going to the other side. So separate your legs enough so that you have room to bend the front knee. So turn the back foot in a lot more than you think so that it becomes easy to rotate the hips forward. Connect to the legs, connect to the sole of your feet. And now with your next exhale, bend your front knee to a right angle. Keep rooting to the other edge of the back foot. Breathe here. So you're pressing the hips down, you're lifting the upper body up. And let's step forward. So we're going to do the first side again. This time, we're going to stretch your arms over the head. So stepping your left foot back. Again, taking the time to position the feet in a position that it feels easy to square the hips. Okay, you're going to stretch the arms over your head. And now, as you root to the back foot, bend your front knee. Warrior 1. Breathe in. And then step forward to Tadasana. Let's step the right foot back. Again, taking the time to establish your foundation. Okay, both feet rooted to the floor. Extend the arms over your head as you inhale. Exhaling, bend your front knee. Keep breathing, notice your breath. And exhaling, step forward to Tadasana. Close your eyes and breathe. And or less go onto your knees. So take a block, place it underneath your sitting bones. For those of you who cannot sit between your feet, okay, have your knees together and take your hand to the inside of your heels and push the heels out. When you press the heels out, you bring the little toe toward the floor. So you rotating the heels out, bringing the weight toward the little toe, and you rotating the thighs in. So now you can have your hands on your thighs, concentrating on the rooting of the sitting bones, the rooting of the lower leg, all the way to the toes. Observe your breath. Feel the opening of the chest. So in my last session, two weeks ago, I talked about the head and shoulders. So here when you sit in this position, you want to feel the drop of your shoulders. And the dropping of the shoulders opens the chest and connects to the core muscles. Now maintaining that extension in your spine, you're going to extend the arms over your head. Interlace your fingers, press the palms up. Keep reaching up to the ceiling. Feel your waist becoming thinner. Continue to monitor your breath, to be a witness to the breath. And then exhaling, extend the arms out all the way down. So we're going to extend the arms up again. This time we're going to change the cross of our fingers. Okay, so let's bring the arms back up. Change the cross of your fingers. Press the palms up. And again, holding, pressing the palms toward the ceiling. Releasing the sitting bones to the block. Feel the rooting of your lower leg and your sitting bones. Keep the belly pulled in, so don't let the floating weights push out. Feel the skin stretching. And as you exhale, bring the arms down. So now we are going to repeat Warrior One. So move the block to the side, tuck your toes under, and come up. We're going to start by stepping the left foot back. Okay, again, hands on the hips to guide the hips forward. Extend the arms over your head. Bend the front knee, Warrior One. As you exhale, bring your hands to your hips again, and then lower your left knee to the mat. Extending the toes behind you. Extend the arms over your head. Exhaling, reach forward into a low lunge. Breathe. And then bring your hands to your hips. Come back up. 2. Warrior One. Stepping forward to Tadasana. Pause here. Breathing in and breathing out. And step your left foot back. Don't ever be in a rush as you come into a pose. Extend the arms over your head. Bend your front knee, warrior one. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring your right knee to the floor. Extend the arms over your head. Low lunge. Placing your hands on your hips. Coming back to warrior one. Exhaling, step forward. Tadasana. Let's come to our hands and knees. Just inhale. Extending the spine. Exhale, press back to child's pose, keep your head up. Inhale. Extend the spine. Exhale. Pressing back. Inhale. Exhale. Come into child's pose. Again, if you feel your knee, take your block. Bring the forehead to the block. Take 5 breaths here. And then slowly sit up. So we're going to, first we're going to do a twist, and we're going to do a lunge twist. So you're going to step your right foot forward. Get out your hands on your hips. Let's first bring your left hand to your knee, and then begin to turn toward your knee and extend your right arm back. Breathe here. Exhaling, coming back to the center, back to your knees. Stepping your left foot forward. Taking your right hand to the outside of the knee, turning, twisting, extending your inversion. Coming back to the center, onto your knees, sitting on your heels. Take a moment to feel the spine. Notice if there was any discomfort in your spine when you did that. Come back to your knees, step the right foot forward. Try to keep your head above the heart. Bring the palms together. We're going to twist to the right, so you're going to bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And then press your elbow and your knee against each other. Breathe into the twist. Let's take one more breath. Coming back to the center, back to your hands and knees, and sit back on your heels. So this movement of moving in and out of sitting on your heels begin to make you more comfortable with this position. So if you have knee issue or you have ankle issue, staying in that pose can be uncomfortable, but if you move in and out, it becomes less comfortable. So let's step the left foot forward. Extending the arms up. You're going to bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, palms together, into a twisted lunge. Breathing in and breathing out. Be present in your body. Inhaling back to the center. Coming to your knees, sitting on your heels. Again, let's go back to child's pose. Press the block in front of you, bring your forehead to the block. Take 5 breaths here. And then sit back up. Then you're going to sit with your legs in front of you in Dandasana, staff pose. Lengthening the spine. You have your hands behind you and you using your hands to prop yourself up. Keep your legs active so the 10 toes are spreading. Now you're going to move your left leg out slightly to the side, not too much, just a little bit. Okay, and you're going to bring, so make sure you iron out the calves as you bring your right foot in. So this is a space right here, if you feel that some of you may need to have a blanket to sit on. So if you decide to have a blanket to sit on, you want your sitting board slide slightly off, so that you get the lift without sitting way back. Okay, so let's do this again. Bending the right knee. Place your right hand behind you and lean a little bit back. Usually I say don't lean, but for today we're going to lean a bit. So, but you're not just sinking back. You're just leaning back a little bit. Bring the knee in, stretch your left arm up. Bring the elbow or the upper arms to the knee and then move your knee out into a seated twist. Keep the spine lengthening. Keep your head back. And then slowly come back to the center, extend both legs. So if the blanket worked for you, you can keep the blanket. If you felt the blanket was like too high for you, then you can just let go of the blanket. I'm going to keep the blanket for now. So you're going to move your right leg out just a little bit, bend your left knee, and you hold on here to get the length in your spine. The leg is on the floor is also very active. But bring your left hand behind you and lean back a little bit. Extend your right arm up. And then with an exhalation, bring the arm to the outside of your knee and then press your knee and your arm against each other. And you breathe. Let's take one more breath. And then come back to the center. Extend both legs. Have them hip width apart. You're going to take your block and you place the block on the high end. Okay, place your hands behind you, lift the spine, and then begin to come forward in a forward bend. So plant either your chin onto the block or the forehead onto the block. Again, you don't want your head below your heart, so pay attention to that. Let your forehead rest to the block. Keep stretching the arms forward. Keep the navel pulled in. And slowly come back up. So, particularly for people who have glaucoma, and it's, if you're a yogi and you're diagnosed with glaucoma, it's like a death sentence for yogi. But it doesn't have to be, because you can do everything you can do in your inversions, you can do them seated. For example, that forward bend. So instead of doing a standing forward bend, we're doing a seated forward bend, and we keep your head elevated, so that you are benefiting from the same action that you would in standing forward bend. So we're going to do that again. Hopefully that's working out for you. There should be no pressure in your face, no pressure in your eyes. Okay, bring your hands behind you again, lengthen the spine. And then begin to hinge forward. So this is a hinge. We are keeping the spine lengthening as long as we can. Eventually bring the forehead to the block. You can even grab your feet for those of you who can, and then lift the elbows up. Keep pulling on the outer edge of each foot, pressing the big toe arm forward. And then slowly come back up. Now we're going to do a non-floor stretch. So you're going to place your left head, bring your left leg out. You're going to bend your right knee. You want to take your heel, move the knee up, and bring the foot to the inside of your left leg. Place your hands behind you, lengthen the spine. Now begin to turn to your right, and keeping the length on the left side of the body, begin to grab your big toe or use a strap. So those of you who cannot grab the big toe, you can just place a strap around the bar of the foot, and you work here. Okay, you keep moving the right shoulder back. You keep extending to the inner thigh of the right leg. Stretch your right arm up, and then see how much will be braided by your ear. Look up underneath the armpits. Again, no pressure in the eyes. Looking up at the ceiling. And then inhale, coming back up. Extend your legs forward again, always revisiting the neutral position. Bring your hands behind you. And now separate, bring your legs slightly out to the side. Bend your left knee, hold on to that foot, move the knee up, and then bring the foot on the inside of your right leg. Now when we move, notice that when we move the knee out, this way, then we use the hip to bring the foot in. And for those of you who have knee issue, notice how this helps with the knee issue. Okay, so remember that if your knee is way up high, you should support it either with a block or a blanket. Breathe here, lengthen the spine, and now turning to your left. grab the big toe, use a strap. Continue to lift that left shoulder up. So this is an open twist. And then if you can, bring the arm by your ear, look up underneath the armpits. And then coming back up, stretch both legs. Hand behind you, lengthen the spine. And now we're going to do pigeon pose. And I'm going to have you using a blanket. So you're going to bring your right foot in front of the blanket and walk your foot to the left. And then bring your thigh onto the blanket. Adjust the blanket so it catches the upper thigh. Okay. So we're not working here on a perfect pigeon pose. We just want to begin to access the stretch on the right side. We're not going to go down because you want your head to stay up. Okay, and you just breathe in this position. Feel free to adjust in your pose. Now as you hold in your pose, you do begin to feel the stretch on the right side, on the hamstring and the glutes. And using the breath is very useful. Now you could come forward to keep your head up. Come into your forearms without dropping your head. So you're keeping, again, your head is above your heart. Use your exhalation to surrender to the muscles, to the stretch of the muscles, of the fascia. Avoid resisting. And then slowly walk back up. Coming back to your knees. You're going to step the left foot forward. Walk your foot to the left. And then bring the upper thigh to your support. Have your hands on the floor. Stay up, lengthen the spine. Make sure your foot is active, so don't let the foot relax. So imagine you are standing on that foot. Notice the difference between the right side and the left side. Now here, this is more healthy for the knees because the knee is not compressed at all. Your thigh is supported and there's room in the back of your knees. So just observe, even those of you who have bad knees, just observe if that works for you. It may not. But just observe if it does. And then you can come to your forearms, keeping the head up, breathing into the stretch. Again, observing the difference between one side and the other side. And then slowly come back up. So we are going to do recline cobblers pose using the blanket. And I want you to have another blanket behind you. So you need 2 blankets or bolsters. So you're going to have that other blanket for your spine. So sit right against, so you're almost sitting on a blanket, you're not quite sitting on a blanket. You're going to release back and have the edge of your blanket a little bit above the lumbar spine. Bring your feet together. So your whole upper body, from the above the waist to the head, should be supported. You're going to extend the arms over your head to the length. Feel the skin stretching. Feel the sole of your feet touching. And let the knees release out. If your shoulders are bothering you by keeping your arms up too long, you can just extend the arms out to the side, away from the body. Just close your eyes and be with your breath. Feel the weight of your spine resting on your support. Feel the opening of the groins without stress. Feel the space in the abdominal cavity. Maybe you feel the blood rushing to the surface of your skin. And then take your hands and place them on the outside of your thighs, bring the thighs together. Let's remove the blanket. Come up to a seated position for now. We're going to lie flat on the floor. Okay, you're going to bring your right knee in. And again, you're going to hold on. You're going to move the knee out, grab your heel, and then bring your knee toward your right shoulder. Then begin to press bring your foot across as your right knee moves away from your shoulder. You're going to continue this until you bring your foot, hold on to your couture, stop the foot from sliding, extend your right arm out, and then shift your weight to your right sitting bone. Let the knee move away from you, and then eventually maybe your ankle will be resting right above the left knee. Again, if you need support for your knee, and then you take a block underneath your knee. Let's extend the arms up. Keep both feet energized. And then slowly bring the right foot to the floor. Pull the knee in and bring the knee across into a twist. Hold on to the back of the right knee and keep pulling the knee toward you. Keep the right shoulder on the floor. deep can you go into your twist. And then slowly come back to the center. And extend both legs on the floor. Now let's bend the left knee. Again, moving the knee out so that you're working from the hip. Bring the foot across to the opposite shoulder. And then bring the foot to the outside of your right leg. Hold on to your ankle to keep it there. Shift your weight more to the left now. Until you slide your ankle right above the right knee. You can do whatever you want with your arms. And then place your left foot on the floor. Bring your knee in, hold on to your knee, come into a twist to the right. Left shoulder rooted to the floor. And come back to the center. Stretch your legs, stretch your arms over your head. And come up. So we are going to do a passive, what is called septibanda. So when people have glaucoma or they have high blood pressure, shoulder stand cannot be done safely because it's a major inversion. So what we're going to do is septibanda is a really good, and bridge can also sometimes bring pressure to the eyes. So we're going to use 2 blankets. So you're going to have one blanket that's down, so I'm using a half bolster for me. And then you're going to have the other blanket on top of the bolster. You're going to have your strap by your side. And what you are going to do is you're going to tie your feet in the block. So take your time. You can watch me do the setup. You can, and then after you watch me, you can pause, set your own props. So I have a loop here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tie my upper legs, because I don't want to have to work to keep my legs separated. So the strap is going to keep my legs together. Okay. So now I'm going to sit on the, I'm going to sit on the bolster. So just know you are sitting on the bolster. The block is going to be for your feet. So you're going to have your feet on the block. You're going to go back. And you want, so it takes a little bit of adjustment here. Okay, you want to be back enough that your shoulders are going to be on the floor. Feet on the block, and the arms by your side, and close your eyes. So the strap is keeping your feet from flaring out, so it helps you keep the legs together. There should be no pressure in your face. If you feel a little pressure in your face, then you could definitely put a towel underneath your head just to keep it up. But it should be fine for everybody. So that is a modification for shoulder stand when you cannot do shoulder stand. Now feel the opening in your chest. So in that position, it's not like Shavasana where you all relax and everything is going deep into a blissful place. Here there is action, there is effort involved in keeping the legs together, so the thighs rotate in the front of your thighs. And because of the support, the position you're in, you have to take deeper breaths, and you may feel more constriction in your breath, but that quickly disappears. So notice how it enables the rib cage to open up. So let's concentrate on the inhale. Inhaling deeply, and slow exhale. Continue to use the breath this way, inhaling deeply, exhaling. So you may want to try to keep the in-breath and the out-breath at equal length. So you could play by counting, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if 5 is too much, you could do just 3. So let's take a deep breath in. Pause at the end. And then exhale. Continue to be present with your breath. I'm going to take 5 more breaths this way. You can definitely take a normal breath in between. So let's start again, inhaling for 5. Exhaling for 5. Normal breath. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Normal breath. Now, on your own, take 2 more breath cycles this way. Now you're going to bend your knees and then roll to your side to come out. And then remove the strap. Put your block to the side. Now we're just going to use one blanket for the next one. This is going to be your lead in to Shavasana. So the block is going to be right at the base of your shoulder blade. And for those of you who feel that that's going to be too much, your head is going to be too low, you take your second blanket behind you. Stretch your legs. This time you can definitely let the legs relax. And then drape over the blanket or the bolster. Have your arms behind the bolster. So the blanket or the bolster is right underneath the bottom of your thoracic spine. Now, when you do this position, if you feel some discomfort in your lower back, then you can bend your knees to do it. Okay, you can adjust a little bit, and then you could try again to extend the legs. So don't work to discomfort in your back. So let's begin, in fact, with the arms over your head. and stretching the legs. So you're stretching, going tall on the floor. And then you're going to let your whole body relax and let your arms rest by your side. With the elbows bent. Now you're going to bend your knees and you're going to slide the bolster underneath your hips, underneath the sacrum. Now we're going to do Shavasana. If that's not comfortable for you, then you can have the bolster against your sitting bones. Stretch your legs out. Okay, extending both legs and then letting the legs relax. Using your elbows to slide the shoulders down your back. Let your arms rest by your side. Close your eyes. Again, you can do Shavasana, flat on your back too. Let's begin that breath action that we did before, just to get into the relaxation. So inhaling for 5. Exhaling for 5. Do a couple breaths this way. And then let go of the breath. Let go of any action. Let the toes relax. Fingers relax. The skin on your face, relaxing toward the hairline. The eyes dropping to the back of your head. The lips slightly parted and the tongue resting normally in your mouth. Enjoy the vibration. Feel the energy pulsing, maybe behind your eyes, maybe to the surface of your skin. For the last minute or so, you're going to now remove the bolster and just lie totally flat. Take a couple breaths here. And now bending the knees, you're going to roll to your side. To come up to a seated position. Reach the palms to the center of your heart. and thank you for joining me this morning. I hope to see some of you in person soon. My Tuesday class at 11 a.m. has been really nice, and it's a small class with plenty of individual attention. So I hope I see some of you there. With your nice exhalation, bow your head forward, bow to yourself with gratitude. Namaste. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.